Hi guys, my name is Ashley Claiborne, and for my senior project I did pottery.
Step into the world where hands shape a piece of earth. Pottery is an art as old as civilization itself. It's where every piece tells a story of its maker. I got a glimpse of this timeless tradition through a short but enlightening sculpture class last year. It's not just about molding clay, it's about the history and the culture embedded in every turn of the wheel. Creation is linked to the past and a bridge to the future. So here's how my experience went.
You want to start coating and pucking your clay up and down to get all those air bubbles out and help it get it centered. And you have to be completely centered, like mentally and physically. It sounds funny, but it's really true. And then after that, you slowly start pulling out your sides and getting the bowl that you like and the shape. After I had the shape of the bowl I liked, I had to take our wire tool and cut the bowl off of the wheel and then attempt to slide it onto the bat. I dropped 2 or 3 bowls doing that on my own, so don't recommend doing that alone. And then after that, I would remove it from the bat using the pot lifter. And trim up the bottom, trim up the sides, cut anything out I didn't like. It was fired at 2200 degrees in the kiln for about 24 hours, which got it to its orangey color, and it was completely ready to be glazed.
Meet Miss Britt. She's my mentor for this project. She has a superpower to turn a lump of clay into pure art. Her hands speak the language of pottery. She's been sharing with me all of her cool techniques and secrets. She's all about getting your hands dirty and having fun while creating something amazing.
So I'm Amber Britt. Currently I'm a teacher and I'm an artist. I think that the most satisfying projects though in the end are the hand-built projects. I feel like there is a lot more tediousness to the work. You can really stretch your limits and creativity when you're hand building, and I feel like the end result to me is a little bit more satisfying.
I was aiming for like a honey pot style where it's like shorter, it's rounder on the bottom and like slimmer on the top. It kind of worked, I guess. For me with that bowl, the hardest part was getting it to the right shape and keeping like the edges all smooth and clean. Did not happen. It was not easy.
My favorite tools, I really do enjoy the ribbon cutting tools, extruders, and ribs.
Miss Britt has been my go-to source for all things pottery. Her advice is pure gold, and she has always been there to guide me through every step of the process. It's incredible how much you learn from someone who is very knowledgeable and passionate about pottery. She has been my rock through this whole process. Her support and belief in my abilities have made a huge difference in my self-esteem. Having someone like her by my side has really helped me push through the tough challenges I've had with this project. While I was cleaning up my bowl, I unfortunately broke the side of it. Miss Britt recommended using slip, which is a watered down clay. People use it as a glue to fix their broken pieces, and it actually ended up working better than I was expecting. The nice thing about the slip is you can't even tell that it was broken after the bowl dried. As soon as the side of that bowl was fixed, it was time to place it into the kiln and start firing. Picking out glaze is a really hard thing to do because the color you see in the bottle is not the same color it'll be after it's fired. So I made sure to spend a little extra time double checking, making sure that's the color I wanted. This glaze specifically has caused me so many problems. The color that I thought it was going to be was not the same color it was when I fired it. It went from burnt clay to burnt brown.
The frustrating part of that is your glaze not turning out the way you expect it to in a kiln.
No, I had that happen with one of my bowls.
After it came out of the kiln, I hated it. It was so ugly, and I literally wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, sometimes you just never know what you're gonna get. I even make my own glazes, and that can still end up not looking right, and it all depends on the firing schedule, the climate, how cold or what is it in your area, in your space. Is the formula of your clay off just a little tiny bit, so you have extra oxidation with the chemicals that are in the glaze.
Glazing it is my least favorite part. Everybody says it's like the best part because you have control, but you have no control because you don't know what your glaze is going to look like after it's fired, and I found that out pretty quick. I ended up glazing my first bowl about 3 times, and it was really stressful, but it's fine. It worked out in the end. It does not look good. I don't like it, but we got through it.
These are the 4 different glazes that I ended up using on my bowls. This glaze that I'm using is called Midnight. I used it in hopes that it would cover up all the old glaze since it would be a darker color. I chose to completely coat this bowl with the glaze because I didn't want to deal with the hassle of trying to do a cool design like I had before, so I felt that coating it completely might give it a cool textured look with the glaze underneath it. I wish I would have done more research on the color of this glaze. It said on the bottle that it was going to be a pink color, but once fired, it was basically a clear coat. This is the kiln downstairs in Miss Britt's room that I ended up firing all my pieces in.
Well, first of all, like for you, I feel like you've done a really good job too. I just want to say that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You've done a really good job doing your work independently. I feel like I've done just a little bit. You've done some video watching, and you've done a lot of it all on your own. And honestly, I feel like sometimes that's the best way to learn. Like, be taught the basics, but then figure out what works for you. I feel like that way you're not fighting anything.
Totally.
So good job.
Well, thank you so
Kudos
much.
to you.
I
Yeah, you're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Yay.
This project did cause me to want to quit pretty fast. Within the first month, I contemplated quitting and doing something else. Just because I was struggling so much with keeping my clay standard, and like just understanding the whole process of pottery was really hard, and all the different tools and all the different techniques. Overall, it was just really hard, but we got through it. It's okay. I would definitely do this project again. It was really fun. It was really challenging. I enjoyed it a lot, and would definitely recommend doing it. I don't know if I would ever go back to wheel-thrown pottery. I think I'd have to take a different attempt at pottery and do hand-built pottery instead, because I found that being more fun and more like hands-on, and you had more control of what you were doing instead of like wheel-thrown pottery. Alright, and that was my senior project. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I want to thank Miss Britt for literally helping me so much. And